I'll start. Hello. Good afternoon and welcome to Clarity. My name's Barbara and this is Paul.
Hello.
And we are Clarity TV Live. We're just coming in off the back of a fantastic parchment retreat.
Amazing.
Wasn't it great?
Really, really good. Spa Hotel, Tunbridge Wells, 60 lovely ladies, and of course,
Linda Williams. So we had the best time at the spa and we're on a bit of a high here. And one of the highlights was our new calendar that we surprise presented Linda with. She didn't know this was coming. She was very, very...
It was very emotional.
Yeah, she got very emotional. So did I. Yeah. And so if you want to pop this in your basket, this is a shopping channel, as you know. And if you want to pop this beautiful calendar in your basket, then the code, write it down, is 31715. And I thought we would just have a little look at it.
Yeah, on the overhead. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let's just take a little look at this. Let's indulge it. When we were putting this together, there's a little story on the opening page about how Linda and I met. And what we did was we just selected beautiful artworks from Linda.
How hard was that to choose 12 pieces?
It was impossible, really. I could have done we could have done a whole calendar just based on Christmas, couldn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
And but you'll see here that the artwork is gorgeous. The artwork is also actual size,
which I think is really good because many of our friends at home may have the original plate.
Yeah.
So then they can have a look, can't they? Lay it over there, take some inspiration from what Linda's done.
Exactly. So you can see exactly why are these slightly smaller. It's because this was one of the club plates, wasn't it? This is one of the Groovi club.
Yeah.
If you're not in the Groovi club, then ring Sue and join today.
So how do we do that? If we wanted to place an order, or
let me just say as well, if you want to place an order, then you can see on the screen here. You can order at claritycrafts.com. That's our website. Bit of housekeeping. Or, of course, you can call our Sue in our UK call centre downstairs, or Jazz is also on the phones, manning the lines. And if you are interested in this particular masterpiece of a plate, then you'll see on the back of each page, we've actually added Linda's new design club, Groovi plate number 65, special Father's Day, and there's the code as well. And the code for that fantastic lighthouse plate is 41681. So just so that you know, this is how it works. Pretty spectacular calendar.
It is really nice.
Beautiful. There you go. And the code for the calendar, once more, is 31715. I will get a job as a presenter eventually.
Doing great.
Well, you carry on then, sir.
So why are we here today? Apart from the lovely calendar,
why
are we here?
All right, yeah.
We've got a brand new launch.
We've got a brand new launch today. These are superb. There are 3 plates. Let's take a look at them. You can see here we've got 3 A4 Groovi plates. They look a little strange, but at first glance, but actually you can create the most exciting, superb 3-dimensional bags, can't you?
Absolutely. So it's all about bags and gift boxes with this collection. And some of our friends that maybe have been with Parchment Craft for many, many years may recognize the outlines of these designs because they were originally a template through Pergamano. So I thought what we could do, we'd have a look at that. So rather than just create the shape, Jazz in the office, who may be answering the phone if you're placing an order, she was the lovely lady that added all this design element to them.
Well, let's take a look at each of the plates. In the bundle, if you look at all 3 of them together, our Jilly has loaded the pricing and the product on the side. So you can see here, if you wanted to go for all 3 of these templates, which is quite clever, isn't it? Template, yeah. So if you wanted to go for all 3 of them, all you need is those 5 numbers in the middle upstairs there. It says 42389. But let's take a look at each of the plates individually. If we take a look at this one first, the round one, which we're going to be looking at in detail, the round one here, that is the Yeah, there we go. It's 42383 if you wanted to get it on its own. And if we take a look just at some of the artwork first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or let's look at the it's all right. All right.
It's hard to direct, isn't it? Direct and talk.
Can I just say that when we're on telly, there are about 6 people doing the job of what we're doing between us here. Okay, so we've already engaged Jilly now. She's sorting out the sellout, right? So if this is wrong up the side, here, there, yeah, then that's a Jilly job.
I'm going to hide behind.
That's a Jilly job, right? So Jilly's doing that. I'm on cameras, which I just got wrong. She got the first thing wrong. I got the second thing wrong.
There's not going to be a third.
So what Paul's doing, he's on plates. So let's take a look at the plate in more detail.
There we go. So this is our gift box. And how does a circle become a square?
I don't know, Paul. You tell me.
Okay. So what you have here, the original template would have been these 2 circles. Okay. And then Jazz has added so many different elements. But what you can do is, for example, this pattern here, you could use it on your normal sort of parchment art. So, and you could mix and match it with some of the other 10 plates that we've also got on the show. So you could put it on the gift bag, you could put it on the mini gift box, and you just pick and choose the different elements.
It's really, really lovely. And when you see the different plates, you can see if I just hand in this one that's already been constructed but not put together, you can see how it actually works, can't you?
That's right. So if we just take it exactly as it comes, so this is using some lovely parchment and blue parchment on top, and you can see. So with this particular plate, no adhesive is required, okay, to create the assembly because it's all done in one piece. However, if you wanted to, you could do it in 2 parts because there's one part and there's the second part. And then what you can do is you could, so maybe the bottom could be card and the top could be parchment.
I'm looking for the cards that were here. They were here when I left the building, but I can't see them now. I'll look in a moment where they are. But let's take a look at, let's go to my camera now.
Yeah,
let's look at this
the artwork and see if I can find the
just
cards.
take a little look at one of these that's been constructed now. Many, many thanks to the design team, so you can see what they look like when they're actually complete. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, but I'll ping back to Paul now, and he can show you what the cards look like as well. So even though they're dimensional, you can use them really beautifully. Let me slide this in, and you can see here that this box, which we could find here, has been used on a 2D.
It's a lovely little topper.
Yeah, but it also gets used on a 3D, which I really like.
It has that versatility, doesn't it? I mean, that's one of the great things with Groovi is that you can pick and choose.
Yeah.
So when we have a look at this one here, you can see I love you.
Yeah.
So it's that sentiment.
Yeah.
This frame.
Yeah.
And then this area here to create the shape.
Isn't that great?
And then it's been infilled with all these lovely little butterflies just down here.
And that creates that really nice flat card.
Yeah.
So even though we're looking at templates for boxes, you look at it as a lot of elements that you can use. So that's the first one that I wanted to show you. Let's go back to the second plate, which we looked at, and Paul did a construction job for us on this one. And this is the houses plate, which is really nice. And you'll see here the number is, Jilly's on top of it now, 42384. So they're available on their own, you know, and you can see here there's a savings of £3 every time you buy one on its own.
Yeah, and if you decide to go for the complete collection, you get an additional £3 saving. Plus, if you're in any of the Clarity Craft clubs, you're saving even more.
Well, there you go. What can I say?
Bonus. And loyalty points.
And loyalty points. Let's take a look at this plate. This is the one that you dealt with before.
Yeah, so at 10 o'clock, we put this one through its paces.
Yep.
And I showed that because when you look at here, you think, oh, it's just one size gift bag, don't you?
Yeah.
Because of the way it's been designed.
Cool.
But it's not. It's 2. You've got a mini bag, and then you've got the larger bag.
So when we look at now, for example, at my camera, you can see here, there's the large bag, which is really lovely. Okay, Karen Jackson, she created that one for us. Let me come in a little bit so you can see it, the tall one. But then we've also got little tiny ones, which look at this little beauty.
Beautiful.
Okay, this is a Karen Jackson as well. Really lovely, hey?
Isn't that lovely? And so I showed during the 10 o'clock how to make the smaller one, because also you've got 3 different types of handles on them as well.
Yeah, and you can see here we've got 2 different handles on these ones. So you've got that square one, and then you've got the scallop one.
Yeah.
And of course you've also got the round one as well. So that one, let me show you that one on this particular sample. And you'll see here, this one's got the round handle. How nice is that? So if I just offer this up to the plate on camera 2, you can see, isn't that
stunning? So
stunning?
that's the design taken as it is from the panel itself. But I think this would make just a lovely panel on a card, wouldn't it? It's got a lovely sort of shape to it, rather than a rectangle. And then if I turn that round, you can see then that's where that handle's come from. And
just to, if you move that one out of the way and I pop that one in, you can see there the little houses on there, which is really lovely too.
So this one's from Jill. So you can either have a bungalow or you can have a 2-story house.
There's another one with less bling in the windows. Really beautiful, isn't it? Look, with a little tree.
Christmas tree that's
now,
just up there.
There's the tree up there, so making little tags as well. Again, plate full of elements, right?
Yeah, and also because you're maybe thinking, well, what are these sort of triangles down the side? This allows you to create the gusset. So if you wanted to, you can have it as a closing completely at the top, or you can leave it open by excluding those as well. So more like a little shopping bag.
Really smashing.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely. So let's look at the third one in the set. Let's go back to the products. And you can see here, so this is the one that Paul's going to look at today, which actually is the one there's no sticking required on this one.
There's no sticking on this one or the very first one we looked at.
So let's take a look at the plate first.
Okay. So you can see here it's a 4-sided mini bag or box.
Yep.
And it's got 4 different designs on it. So you can repeat that design all the way around, or you could put your own design in. Maybe you've taken one of those lovely patterns from the previous one that you could infill.
Well, let's take a look, for example, on here, and you can see, look, we've got a little tooth fairy going on. But if I show you the pattern, this is what that lovely shape. Now, the code number on this one, if you wanted to just go for this little fella, is 42385, and it's lovely. You can see how it's leant over, can't you?
Yeah.
But let me just show you a couple more. So here's one with the leaves on it, right? It's great. So there's another one with the leaves on it. Here's one, a Christmas one. These would make superb little Christmas treats at the table, or like you so rightly said, in the tree even.
Yeah, like the baubles. Yeah,
with wedding
gifts
favors.
In there. Wedding favors. You could do them as an advent, couldn't you?
Really amazing. This was one that we looked at earlier with the really intricate picot cutting, and that gorgeous.
I know, it looks like lace, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you could put one of those battery operated tea lights in there as well.
But if I show you, go back to that, and you look at the pattern there, you can see that this plate here, this is exactly where that pattern, if I come up and offer that to the camera, you can see exactly where it's come from. And the leaf one is there, you know, so you've got Christmas, you've got snowflakes. Yeah. Smashing, aren't they?
And also there was a very special one that Carol Baker did, didn't she?
And I'm going to show you that one. Let's move all this out of the way. Take a look at this masterpiece here. So this is a double one, really, isn't it? Look.
Yeah. So Carol sort of created her own base, if you look underneath.
Base, like that, an octagon.
So. Yeah, and she's used one of our other Groovi plates to create that, and then just attached in pieces all the different sides to it.
Isn't that gorgeous? And then she did some really fantastic, well, the guys that were in the retreat, this is what we learned to do, wasn't
definitely.
it?
The little
absolutely, shout out. But you can see just how gorgeous that is. So for a wedding favor, for the top table, you know, these are masterpieces.
I just imagine that sort of opening and sort of like a chocolate cake being inside it.
Yeah. Are
I
we
think
back?
we might be back.
Are we back? Sorry
Has things
about that.
stuck?
Has things stuck? Oh no, we're back. Sorry,
back.
we had a little bit of a glitch there. So we were talking about the whole bundle. The whole bundle product code is 42389.
That's right. So you've got your £3 savings carried over from them individually, and then we're giving you an extra £3 on top. So it's £12, which means that these plates work out. There we go. And I think we may be back. Isn't technology great?
I know. I wonder if Jilly or Jim could help us.
Jilly may be running
left
around.
the building?
They're running around trying to work out.
I tell you what, I'll leave you to it. I'm going to go and find out.
Right,
okay?
super duper.
Let me just find out what's happened.
So let's put
You get started.
Yep, I will indeed. Okay. So I'm just going to move all this lovely artwork from the design team just to one side. So I've got a nice space in which to work. Okay. And what I want to do, we're going to look at this particular plate here. So this is the mini gift box. Okay. And you can see how you've got these different elements. Now I'm looking at the front of the plate itself so that I can read the words just to show you. But this lovely piece of artwork here from Carol Pankstello, what she's done, she's taken one of those shapes and then she's turned it into a Christmas tree. Okay, and where does she get the base from the Christmas tree? It's taken from here. So as Barb was saying earlier, it's not necessarily all about construction.
I'm back.
I know you are. So it's not necessarily all about. Did you put 50p in the slot?
I know. The meter.
The meter. That's going back, isn't it? 50p in the slot.
Cool, I remember that.
So, but I quite like these shapes just on their own. This reminds me of sort of like a vase.
Oh, it does me too.
Yeah.
A really cool tag.
Yes. Oh yeah, tag. And when
really
you look,
nice tag.
You've got that lovely, that'd be beautiful just in there, wouldn't it?
Isn't it nice?
Yeah. And the lovely snowflakes. One of the ladies that was on the retreats, that piece of artwork, got a piece of artwork just on the stand there.
This piece.
And
this is lovely. Yeah. Look at that.
And she came up to me, she went, I want to buy that plate. Where's it from? So I was looking at it and thinking, well, where has it gone? Because I didn't recognize it.
Yeah.
Because it's so new. And that's it there.
So you're just taking the snowflake dangles.
Yeah.
But look at these. These are so good as well, aren't they?
Yeah, great.
So the whole plate, that whole A4 plate, apart from showing you different options, it's also magic for, because you've got 6 there, haven't you, really? You've got so many different design fields.
And then if you combine it with the other plates in the collection.
Yeah, I know. And I love the writing that Jazz has come up with. I love the font.
And each of them have got different fonts on them as well. So this one has got sort of a really nice sort of, it's sort of soft, isn't it? Yeah. And then this one here.
Naive.
Yeah, it's sort of a bit Art Nouveau. Art Deco.
Yeah, that's right.
On that one. And then this one here, you've then got another font as well. So all of a sudden, all of these are going to work with each of them.
Yes, that's it.
So, yeah, come.
No. I was just going to say, just to recap, before we lost the internet for a split second, if we just go to the whole bundle.
Yes.
Right, let's recap now. We've got these 3 plates in our new launch.
Yes.
They're all available individually, but the bundle is where the best saving is.
Definitely.
Right. And we are going to take the demos here, because in the 10 o'clock show, of course, you showed how to construct.
Yes.
You're going to add to that now. And each of these little demos are going to be added to the products online. So when you receive them, you can come back to our website and you can have a look at the products, and you can see Paul showing you exactly how to engineer these boxes.
Yeah, and if you're not tuning in live at the moment and you're watching it later, because you can do that on our YouTube page. They're there forever.
Yes.
And you can go back and think, I've got it home. I need some ideas or inspiration.
Yeah.
Then we're showing you the artwork.
Exactly.
And you can pause it, freeze frame it, and then think, I want to do that one.
Yeah,
so
that's it. So it's there for you. The inspiration is here for you now.
And it's all free.
And it's all free.
All
and you're
free.
going to show us how to use this particular plate
I am
now.
indeed. So when we have a look at the photo, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on the back. Okay. Now these are A4 plates. Now for this particular one, you get away by using an 8x8 piece of parchment. So a lovely designer parchments, you can use that. But you tend to go with your A4 parchment. Okay. Because obviously it's just easier, isn't it? So if I pop my A4 parchment on top, you can see it's exactly the same size. And I need to attach it. So I could take some Groovi tabs and I could lift up my plate and I could attach it round, and then you've then got to try and get it off. Okay, it is doable, but why make it difficult? So this is where our plate mate comes into play.
So let me just show you the plate mate now, because when you purchase it, you think, well, how's that going to go around that great big A4 plate? Well, it's actually quite ingenious, and it's split. So because it's so big, it's in 2 parts. And what we've done is we've actually created a plate mate that works for A4 square and A4. And it comes with your Groovi tabs as well. So Paul, show us how it works.
Okay, so if I take my plate mate, for example, so let's go this way. Let's turn it so you can actually read, because it doesn't matter at this point because I'm not using it to do my Groovi work on. Okay, and you can see here, I've now got, this is an A3 black mat. Okay, so this is now a 12 by 12 inch square.
Yep.
Okay, and my A4 square plates will fit inside there. So the Groovi tabs that you get included is so that you can attach it. Now, what I often do is just leave the Groovi tabs on there, fold it over, and then it goes in my folder.
Yeah.
Okay. But when we come to work with a larger plate, like maybe you're working with the plate mates from the starter kit, or these particular plates, what I need to do is extend it, okay, which is great, but I've still got these 2 gaps, top and bottom.
That's it.
Okay, which I could lean into and make a mistake. And then these are loose, they move around. So this is where Mr. Dave comes into play with his ideas. And we now have these fantastic extender plates, okay. They will slot in and it completes the whole frame.
It's clever, isn't it?
It is. And there's so much design on them as well. So let me just bring this round, because as you said earlier, we could have just made this as a piece of acrylic, but you've got this lovely flowing font on there.
Very nice.
You've got it in uppercase.
So if you were making these little bags, for example, for wedding favors, you can customize these. You can put the bride and groom. You've got the numbers for the dates down the bottom. You've got lowercase.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got ordinals. So you've got birthdays, anniversaries, occasions, weddings. It's all here. Baby first. You know, so these little bags now, these little boxes that you're making, you can customize them and really make them personal.
You can, and they're keepsakes, aren't they? Because so, I mean, like if a new baby was born, you could use that to put the date of birth.
You can spell anything, spell any name.
Absolutely.
Any person.
So what we're going to do now is...
And the date on that, the product code on that is 42281. So you just need those 5 numbers at the top there, at the top of the page.
It's so easy. Just put it into our search bar and it'll bring it straight up for you. Okay. So the reason we give you the Groovi tabs is so that you can attach your pieces like so. Okay. And what it does, it keeps it all nice and secure. Get that last one out from under there. There we go. Okay, so now you've got a large area in which to work. So if you're taking, maybe you've got a piece of parchment, you just want to use part of it, or you still need to attach it somewhere. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do, I've traced it out already on parchment, just so you can see the shape of it. Okay, so if I take this and I pop it on there, it slots back into place. So I could create a number of templates, different colored parchment, and then personalize and say, right, I want to do the pink ones in this one, I want to do the blue ones in that one. Okay, and you're just going to slot it back in and then add your design.
You've got to admit, it does look a bit dodgy, doesn't it?
It does look a little bit
dodgy.
Yes. It looks like the nib of a fountain pen.
Looks like a nib of a fountain pen. I'm glad you said that.
Okay, now earlier on we spoke about how you can use these Groovi plates with cards or paper.
Yes.
Okay, and you said to me, but how? Because it's how can you see through it with
That's
parchment?
right. I really would be interested to know, because I'm a paper crafter
Yeah.
rather than a parchment crafter.
Absolutely.
How would I do this? Because I can see through the parchment. I get it. How can I see through paper?
Okay, 2 different ways. So I'll show you the hard way, and then I'll show you, excuse me, the easy way.
All right.
Okay, now I'm going to bring in some of our lovely 12 by 12 designer papers, which we also haven't. And these, I came across these in the warehouse the other day.
When you were having a little route
when I was
around.
having a route around to see what we've got.
We've got them here. Look, let me get out of the way. Come and stand over it. So here we are. Huh?
Here we are.
So
we have
together.
Northern Lights, Rainbow River, and Shenandoah. And once this has gone,
it's gone.
It has gone.
What I love about these, right, said the paper crafter, they make fantastic inserts for your cards, right?
Absolutely.
So because they, let me take this little fella, right? If you have a look here, okay, you've got your designer on that side, but then you've got the inside. So say you were doing a 6 by 6 inch card.
Yes.
Right, you've got this. Say you got a die cut.
Yeah, our apertures.
This is so you've aperture cut the die. This peeps through.
Yeah.
Then you fold it, so you've got 2 6 by 6 inserts really.
Yeah.
And on the inside you've got that lovely colour. See where you've got your message.
Where the camera goes a little bit funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so these are so excellent for that.
They really are.
And I want to see how you are going to make that. This is a challenge, Mr. Church. How'd you get that on there?
There's an easy way and there's a difficult way. So I'm going to show you the difficult way first.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay. So what I've got my piece of 12 by 12. I could also use that because on this particular one, I could use our 8 by 8s as well.
Could you?
Yeah, look, if I bring in our new companion papers.
Oh, right. Okay. Is that only on this particular design?
Only on this. Well, no, actually, you could do it on the circle square box.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. You could do it with the house as well. You just need to stick it in an extra place.
Do the little house.
Do the little house. You have to do it in 2 parts.
Okay.
But it's doable. So you can see here.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yeah. See, look, you can
dark.
see that. That's very dark. Okay, so I can't see where I'm going. Now, when I'm working with the paper, I'm working on the back like I did previously with the parchment. Okay, so if I pop that on there, I'm just going to take a Groovi tab and just hold it.
Does it matter that it's really, really, really dark paper?
No.
Could it be pink or white?
It could be
yellow
any colour.
It doesn't matter. You haven't picked the most challenging colour and regret it in a minute.
No.
Okay, so got you.
Okay, so tumble dry sheet is still key on this. Okay, and we're just going to wipe over the back.
I tried this earlier. Tumble dry sheet, imperative.
Yeah. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the number 3 tool from the Groovi starter kit.
Cool.
Okay, because it's got a medium-sized ball on the end of it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I need to lift up to find out roughly where the outline of that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go onto the plate. I'm going to bring the tool towards me until I find that groove.
Really?
Okay, so I'm going in blind, really. Okay, now I can follow it round. It's taken a little bit longer, like so. And if I just tilt that up a little bit, I don't know if you can see.
You can see it, Paul.
There we go. So you can just see that, can't you? Okay.
That's impressive.
So that's can be quite difficult to do that because you've got to keep lifting it up. You've got to keep checking.
I remember this.
So this is where our light panel comes into play.
Well, hang on a minute.
And
I think I have one here.
So let's move this out of the way.
I'm glad I come in useful.
Thank you.
Okay, so have you got your Groovi grip on there?
I've got my Groovi grip on there.
Groovi grip?
Yeah.
That is gripping, isn't it?
It is. There it is. There's my Groovi grip.
Okay, cool.
On there. Okay.
And how bright do you want it to be?
I'm going to go full
Put
brightness.
your hand on there. Full brightness.
Full
Go
brightness.
on then.
Okay.
I'll
so
keep
I'm
my
going
hand
to bring
on
my plate into place. So the plate you can just about see. Just need to slide it over in place like that.
And we're on the back.
We're on the back. And I'm going to pop that in on there like so.
Can you see through that?
Yeah.
Where?
It's gone back in the groove. I can see that.
Can you?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So you can do it with, obviously I've gone really, really dark on
Well,
this.
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, but I can still see through it. But if I wanted to go for a lighter colour, so our friends at home can see it more clearly.
Well, I think that would make more sense, darling.
It would. So let's swap this over.
So that's what I was saying. If you
There
go
we
for
go.
the blackest colour in
But
the...
I just wanted to prove that you could do it with the dark and still see through. Okay. So now...
He likes a challenge, does
Absolutely. Just call me Challenge Church. So we're going to take that like so, or challenged.
You said that.
I did indeed. Okay. So now I'm going to take the number 3 ball tool. And it's look, so much easier. See how fast, I mean, it's not about the speed.
All right, you do that, and I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit closer.
Okay.
Moving a little closer. You stay there.
Your hands are very warm.
Look, steady.
Well,
Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the camera. You carry on. I'm on camera. Can you see that, friends at home? Say, yes, Mum. Why has that gone dark now? Oh, it's because you put your hand over it.
Okay. Now I've got a little bit of resistance down here.
I understand.
So what I'm going to do is wipe it with the top, just the same as when you're working with parchment.
You just can't unsay these things on live TV. You know that, don't you?
Okay. So then what we're going to do now.
Can you see what he's doing though, folks? If I put my hand over there and cover up that goes lighter.
Oh yeah.
It does. In fact, let me just put you out of your misery. If I put that there like that,
yeah,
that goes much lighter on that side.
Oh yeah.
Watch this. Watch this.
Oh, because the camera's trying to focus on the brightest area.
I know.
Oh,
I will get this job.
Aren't we getting tech savvy between us? Okay, so I've traced all of that out now, and I say I'm working on the back. So this is going to be the inside of my box.
You've actually done this, haven't you?
Yeah.
So if I turn the light off now, do you want me to turn the light off, or do you want to have a
before
little
we do
bit
that,
of
I
light?
was going to say, before we do that, this has got design on here as well.
Yeah, I really like this look.
So what you're going to do, for example, if I just go for these lovely leaves here.
Are you still using the number 3
Still using
tool?
the number 3 tool. Now, what I would suggest doing, depending on the paper or the cardstock you're using, I mean, this is our lovely designer paper, our companion paper, which is, I can't remember what the GSM is on this one.
150 GSM.
There we go. So maybe if you're using thicker card or paper, then I would drop down to, say, maybe a number 2 tool. Okay.
So the companion papers that we're looking at here, okay, this Shenandoah one that you're using.
Yeah.
Shall I give you the code on that one?
Oh, that'd be lovely.
31666.
Nice. And now these are the new versions of the companion papers, aren't they? Where they're all single-sided.
So I'm going to give you another code now.
Go on then.
Light panel.
Yes.
This is key. I think we can agree that the light panel is key. Okay. So at the moment it's on sale at $49.96 plus club discount, and the product code is 30566.
And for that price, you get your A4 light panel. You also get your translucent foam.
Yeah.
And you get the case to keep it in.
Do you now?
Yeah. So the saving is the equivalent of getting the case for free.
Okay. So you're paying 49. You're paying 50 quid.
You can buy the light panel on its own for 50 quid.
Okay. So you pay 50 quid and you get the light panel.
Yeah.
You get the bag to keep it in.
Yep.
And the white foam.
Yeah.
Result.
There we go. Okay.
So you're saving £13, in fact.
You are indeed. Right, should we go for the reveal?
Shall I take this off? Because I think you'll be shocked if you don't take that off.
Okay.
Right.
So when we turn this over,
go away.
Maybe you want it on your...
Come on my camera.
Yeah.
Come on my camera. Let's have a look at my page. Let's just see it. There. See it? Let me get my price list out of the way. My little cheat sheets.
We need the cheat sheets.
Now let me see if I can show you this. There.
Look at
you
that.
See all the embossed? That is so cool.
This is where the paper...
I'm going to come onto the overhead.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can... Oh, this...
Light.
It will. Look
at that.
There you go.
Okay.
And that's superb.
So just thinking about it now, do you know what else you could do with it?
Go on.
Okay. So if I move this out the way,
It's on us now,
Yeah,
darling.
so-
Smile.
Okay, so if you pop that back down there, and if you stretch over to your left or to the left in that middle shelf, there might be some stencil brushes.
Oh, right up the top.
Do you want me
You want to give it a go?
I
Okay.
reckon you could take a stencil dry brush over the top of it.
Okay,
and
I
it
will
would
give it a go.
Lift it, I reckon.
Shall I try it with the dark? I'm just mindful of the camera.
Lightness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just check that this works. Okay, I'll keep my hand over the top and I'm just going to do this to dust it and then you'll see it. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, look at you.
Look at that.
I taught you well, Paul.
You did indeed. If my hands look like yours. You know what you should have done? You should have come from behind.
Yeah. Hang on, we got to do it now. Right, ready?
Right.
Oh, God. And then you go, there you go. Put your hands behind me.
Ooh.
It works. And now you can
But
actually
that looks
see.
as if it's been 3D embossed, doesn't it?
It does. Well, it has.
But yeah, but I mean like through a machine.
Yeah. Do you know what this is really useful for as well? Part you missed that bit.
Yeah,
Right.
I did that on purpose.
Okay. But when you go to cut this out, it will be so easy to cut it out.
Really,
now,
really would.
because you've actually that's it.
So on the inside then, if we
Hmm.
dust, just out of curiosity, if we dust, I'm going to put my hands on it. If we dust on the inside.
Shall I do it with a nice pink?
Yeah,
or
just to
something?
see whether it, yeah, look, okay. So that's a
Okay.
really good top tip then, to dust on the inside.
Yeah.
Because it makes it so much easier. Because I was trying to cut this out in my office.
Right, and you couldn't
And the
see
light
it.
wasn't very good.
Right.
Whereas with this now.
But if you do that and you just put a little bit of pink on there,
Yeah.
result, eh?
Absolutely.
And it also ties in with the colour. Okay, if
That
you
was
pick the right
handy.
colour.
Yeah.
There you go. But it's easy to cut out then. So we're working on paper.
Yeah. So
Fast
it's
forward.
Fast forward to one. Here
That
we
we've
have
already done.
earlier there.
Okay.
Okay. So you could also use this
Nice.
then as like a liner if you're working with parchment. So for example, this is a piece that Glynis
look at
has very kindly created. Okay.
Isn't that pretty?
So what Glynis has done, she's taken it's clear parchment,
Mm.
and then on the reverse of it, she's used Dorso crayons.
Like we did in the parchment retreat.
In the parchment retreat. But you could use it with the brushes as well, couldn't you?
Looks good.
So if you wanted to, say you've got this one here, maybe you're just using clear parchment.
Yeah.
And you could take some of this is from the 12 by 12.
Isn't that lovely?
And
But you could use the FA8 if you wanted to.
And you can create an insert
Yeah.
inside it, a liner. And in order to do that, where was that one that we've added the colour to? So if we have a look at the front of this one, for example.
I understand exactly what you're going to say.
Okay, go on then.
You're going to cut it on the inside of
On
the
the
line.
inside, yeah. So when we're working with the parchment, we would cut on the outside to give us our white line still.
Yeah.
And then on this one, you would cut just on the inside, so it's fractionally smaller.
Because you're not really folding anything, are you? You're
No.
Just, you see what I mean? Apart from this bit here.
That's it. So so this you can now make a lovely insert to go on the inside of it to line it beautifully.
So do us a favour then. Now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about cutting it out.
Mhm.
We can assume that we've done that.
Yeah.
Let's take one of these little beauties.
Okay.
And now construct it for us.
Construct it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got our score lines.
And
okay.
are we working on the back or the front?
This is going to be the inside of the box.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got my lovely pattern on there.
Nice.
So it's the same with the parchment. You've got the score lines just there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your Pergamano ruler with your Groovi grip, just like we did this morning with the house template.
Have you made slits anywhere?
Yeah, I've got my slits in place.
Okay.
So what we're going to do on this one, because the box is going to come, it's like a flower. It's going to come into
What would
the
you call it then
center.
if it's not a slit?
No, it is a slit.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking.
Slit or a slot.
Steady.
So then all you're going to do is put the base of the ruler, the bevel's going down like
Mhm.
so, and then you can just tease that up. Paper's obviously going to be a little bit more robust than the parchment.
yeah.
Okay. And then on the top part here where we've got that shape,
Mhm.
that is going to fold outwards.
Okay.
Okay, like so. So you're going to bring that in. So now we've got that one.
All right.
Like so. And then
This is lovely, isn't it?
these papers really, you could just stamp something on there, couldn't you? So then we're going to
You'd do that before you folded it all up, though, wouldn't
yeah,
you?
absolutely. So then what you're going to do is I brought all of these in now, just like so.
They're really easy to fold, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, scored, isn't it?
Yeah,
Scored but not folded.
absolutely. And now this comes in like so. So you bring the two handles together.
Handles. Right.
4 candles. And then the handle goes through. You can tell we're tired, can't you?
Why would we be
Why we're
tired?
tired. So then you
We live for this.
bring those together like so. There you go. So that
I love
one
this.
is like that. Okay. Then this one comes over like so. And it's now held in place by the handle.
Isn't that super?
Okay. So it's just so dinky.
I've got more where that came
Yeah.
from. Here we go. Look, there's that one. There's that one. I love this. And you know what? They look really lovely when they're open as well.
If I do it on this one, yeah, look, you get that sort of contrast.
Aren't they nice?
Yeah.
You know? So you've got these lovely patterned ones. Here's one. So that one there, let's have a look. That one is 42385 if you get it on its own, that particular plate. And then this one, oh, hello.
Hello.
This one was also done out of paper, but that one's the house one, if you like, 42384. That's that other plate. I'm going to just pop over to the product shot.
Pop
so
away.
if you look at the pack shot, right, you can see here, this is the one that I was just showing you with the paper, like so. And then these are the little fellas that Paul's just done here, which is that one. And you just got to look at all the different beautiful elements to me, all the little card making words and sentiments.
Yeah.
It's quite something, isn't it?
It
and
is.
then that one there it's a combination. Let's have a look. So we've got butterflies, we've got leaves, we've got this going on here, we've got the tooth fairy up there. So the tooth fairy is taken from this. Look, this is absolutely perfect. You can see how this is taken from there as well. Let's just indulge this little tooth fairy. Look, there you go.
You said during the 10 o'clock show you had a story about the tooth fairy.
Well, you're getting ready to do something else.
I'm just trying to find the plate.
Oh, well, I didn't take it, Paul. Don't look at me.
It's like a craft room, isn't it? Just appears.
Yeah, so the tooth fairy. Okay, let me tell you a story about the tooth fairy while Paul's looking for his plate. Well, you had it in front of you. You got one.
I know where it is.
2.
Excuse me, I'm just going to pop downstairs.
Where have you put it? Oh, it's on the lightweight. So, you know, my mum is German, right? And when the kids were little, so I was in my 30s at the point where my children's teeth started coming out, right? And I remember when Grace, I remember the day, Grace said to me, maybe if I put, it's at the front, you know, maybe if I put my tooth under my pillow, the tooth fairy will come. And she said it like that, the tooth fairy. And I had this moment of clarity because all those years, I thought it was the tooth fairy because my mother is German and she always talked about the tooth fairy. So in my head, I had this boat coming, this tooth fairy. And it took me until I was nearly 40 to figure out that it was a fairy and not a ferry. No. In the same way that I always thought it was, I remember being on telly and I said, and Bob's your ankle. Yeah. Right. And then the presenter said, and Fanny's your aunt. And I remember thinking, why would Fanny be my aunt if Bob's my ankle? As in ankle, right? Because my mum always said, and Bob's your ankle. because that's a German accent.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the tooth fairy. There you go. So there's a little story about the tooth fairy, which is actually a fairy.
Oh,
I know.
that's lovely, isn't
So there
it?
you go. Are you ready now? I've waffled.
Yeah, I think so. I reckon so.
What do you want to show us next?
Right,
then,
how are
Paul?
we doing for time? Oh, we've got loads of time.
Did you want to do something different?
Well, what I was thinking, right, okay, so the earlier on we looked at the little bags, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So, and we showed how you've got the 3 different handles on them.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see the 3 different handles on that particular plate.
Uh-huh.
And I showed you how to make the mini one.
Yes.
Okay, so you can go back and watch that. But now let's introduce the plate that we've been working on up here. And we can have a look.
It's not easy being a guest presenter, is it?
No.
Oh, no.
And we can look. So we can have a look at the decoration.
Good idea.
So this is where they have that
mixability.
So you've got your grasses that you could extend, because once you've traced them out,
is.
yeah,
Tooth fairy.
there. You could just have so you could put your grasses in and then have the fairy,
yes,
or the fairy, as you say. We can turn it round. We can take this and we can position this exactly where we want it to be, and fill this area in, so we can repeat the pattern. What about? I'm going to be a devil's advocate there.
See that scallop on that one?
Yeah.
Could I put that scallop on the straight one?
Yeah.
Go on then, show us.
Okay. Right.
Say I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to put a scallop along that edge there.
Okay.
How do I do that then?
Right. So
he likes a challenge, does our Paul?
Oh, nothing like a bit of live TV, is there? So really, this is now where the plate mate really comes in, because if I want to position this, so do we want these scallops going that way, don't we?
Do you want to sit down?
I'm all good. I'll just go and sit down, it's not there. So all we're going to do now is we can decide where we want that to be. So I'm putting, see, you've got that score line, or the line there, the straight line on the inside of the box. This will now slot into there.
And then you just tape it up and off
and then, yeah, so I can decide what we're going to do. I'm going to go, let's have that left, a bit right. Yeah,
Do you know what? I'm telling you, if you look from overhead, even if you just put that in as it comes and didn't worry about going around the side, if you coloured in those bits, it would look so nice.
It would, yeah.
You almost want to get it centre that, so it's symmetrical.
Yes.
Do you see? Doesn't that look good?
Let's have a go at that then.
Go on then.
Go on then. Right.
Have a go at that.
So,
do you think the light way would help you?
It would possibly help me, yeah. Well, I mean, if I'm working at home and I'm in the living room, but I've got the light panel underneath, so I haven't got to have the big lights on. I can just put the side lamp on.
Do you know, I got to say, shout out to Maggie Craner. Okay, so Maggie was at the retreat yesterday, and she wears this miner's like a lamp, doesn't she?
It's like a train coming through.
Every time she looks up at you, it's like, whoa, you think there's a train coming out.
That's what it looks like, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's so bright. But it's quite clever because it's got a really bright light.
Yeah, so it can focus the area in which you're working. Yeah.
The rest of the team were working with uplighters. She was working with an outlighter. It was great.
Okay, so I'm going to go for the number 1 tool.
Have you rubbed it?
Yeah, it's already been rubbed because we traced this out earlier. And then I'm going to take the number 1 tool and I'm just going to go in. See, this is sort of the magic, isn't it? Because it's like the Etch-a-Sketch, you know, it appears by magic.
You think?
Yeah, because what it is, I'm just using a tool on a plate with a piece of parchment.
And are you going to put that line in as well?
What do you reckon?
I definitely 100% would.
Okay, so we've got options, haven't we? So let's do it without the line first, and we can lift up and have a look.
Well, I always think when you put a line in like that, for me, it's an opportunity to change colour or create the illusion of another layer. Definitely put the line in.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you're the designer. You do what you like, Paul, but put the line in before you decide.
Right. So what we need to do then is have a look, because that line is going to go there. Yeah. And that one's going to go there. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to bring that line down. Remember to stop down there. And then we bring that up to there, and then what we're going to do is extend that line now.
Brilliant.
Okay, So then when we lift that up, it looks like one of those Russian dolls.
It really does, doesn't it? But what it does is, apart from giving you, so now if you
I can continue that line, yeah.
So then what you've got is like it's like a layering or a colouring opportunity, haven't you?
Yes.
Or you put other patterns, you know, like the grid patterns and that.
Oh yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Now you've got yourself a box.
So just
Couldn't you
slide that along, definitely.
So now you've got those two panels, if you like.
Yeah.
Even though you're looking at the scallop, now you've got two panels on the side.
To put in there.
So you could put an infill now.
Yeah, and we could use the plate from the
that round one with all that texture.
Yeah, we could do that.
See?
And then because we're using the plate mate, you could put 21 in there, you could put 60 in there, couldn't you? So let's swap out our plates like so.
This is where it starts to get interesting, isn't it?
It is, because
so look at all these different patterns now.
So you've got heart. Let's turn it around so that the hearts are the right way up, so we can see that. There we go.
That's it. But you can see, look at all the different, look, you've got hearts, you've got dots, and I love this because it's like dotted. It looks like a grid work.
Yeah. So what should we go for? Which pattern do you reckon we should?
On that, we're going on that panel, aren't we?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. That one.
That one.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what we're going to do.
You're the designer, dear.
Is we're going to turn it here so the plate's the right way up.
Yeah.
Okay. And then.
Are you going that way? Yeah,
good
idea.
Go that way?
Yeah, definitely. It's easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's on a curve. It'd be a bit tricky.
So then what I can do, I decide I'm going to line up. So I've got that row of dots across there.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my straight line on that row of dots.
Are you filling this bit in, or are you doing the main thing? I do the panels.
The panel bits, right? Okay.
Sorry, Paul, it's your design. I am.
When you meant the panel, I thought you meant the main panel.
Little bits on the side.
So still go across, I reckon.
I do too.
Yeah. So I'm going to do the same thing then. I'm going to use those lines.
Don't you reckon?
Yeah. Like so. Okay. And it looks, if I bring my parchment, it looks as if the it's on the wonk, the way the parchment is compared to the design. It's because the bag has got the shape to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I reckon this would be lovely.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the number 2 tool. Where's my Groovi guard? Number 2 tool. And I'm going to press. So let's have a look. If I go with the number 2 tool in there, like so, and now I'm going to try with the number 1 tool to see whether there's a difference.
Because I think when you're starting out, is it much better with the number 1, isn't it? I think when you're starting out, the trick is, if you look at that great big front of a bag, even though it's a small bag, it's still quite daunting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the trick is to break that down into smaller areas.
Bite-sized pieces.
Bite-sized pieces. Yeah, that's it. And then once you do that, then you'll find it's less daunting.
Yes. Because you're sort of concentrating on one part at a time, aren't you?
And like when you watch Tina work, she always breaks down larger areas into smaller areas, which then gives her the cutting opportunities, colouring opportunities, and it's like a layering opportunities.
So, and if you've gone for the whole collection, you've just opened that window, haven't you, of all the different designs that you can come up with.
And I like mixing and matching plates. I mean, Linda's one for that, isn't she?
She loves
we spend all our time staring and thinking, where'd she get that from? Where'd she get that from?
Yeah. I suppose that's what the Groovi system does. It gives you the confidence, doesn't it?
I love it.
To be able to become your own designer.
I love that you're using the Groovi guard as well. I think it's really key.
Well, it is, because as I said earlier, it's really warm in here as well. So my hands are really hot. And the heat can cause the parchment to warp slightly as well.
And also it stops it moving.
Yeah. And it focuses the area, because we're only concentrating on that. I mean, I could have gone with that one.
Shuffle it down a little bit, then do one more row, eh?
Okay.
And then we can have a look. Then we'll have the reveal.
The reveal. So we're just going to reposition that.
Yeah, and then it slots into the...
You can, you can just feel it. No, it does.
Does it?
It definitely does it.
That good.
So I'm just going to relocate my Groovi tab.
So you're using the number 1 tool from the starter kit?
Yes.
So if anybody was watching here and they were thinking, I really want to have a go at this, and what is this starter kit that they keep droning on about?
Yeah.
Well, so the starter kit it's quite it's a sizable investment, but it's great when you have it, because everything in the starter kit you use every time you start, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, often when we talk about a starter kit, people say, well, it's not really a starter kit because it keeps giving and giving and giving.
Let's have a look at that.
Look at that.
Doesn't that look nice now?
If I put that underneath, we'll bring it
something
up a little
underneath,
bit
and then
closer.
yeah, I'll bring up the camera a bit tight. Yeah, there you go. Don't need me. You
There
bring
we
the
go.
mountain. That's it.
There we go.
Doesn't that look good?
It's lovely, isn't it? And all of a sudden it looks, as you said, like a separate piece.
Yeah, it looks like it's been layered up. When you colour it in then,
yeah,
look, all the difference, when it makes all the difference. So there you go, my friend.
So that's good. And that's just one tiny area on this particular plate.
It depends on the recipient. I think when you're making, you have to consider the person that you're sending. Is it a man? Is it a woman?
Yeah.
You have to consider the. I'll stand up, shall I? You have to consider the occasion.
Yeah.
The person, the recipient.
Yeah.
You know, so that works. So then you're deciding what colours, what composition, which pattern works. Is the age of the recipient. So it's the occasion and the age.
And I think with this collection of plates, it will cover all of that and more.
I do too. I think if you look at them, you can really see there's so much design potential in these 3 plates.
Yeah.
And you've just gone and used a little tiny piece of this one to decorate a little tiny piece of this one.
Yeah.
Right. But you showed us how to actually create that one, which is quite something.
It's lovely, isn't it? And we've done it out of paper, and we looked at how we can then highlight it with a dry brush.
Yeah, that's it.
To make the design stand out
and easier to cut out.
Yes, definitely. And that was also helped with the enhancement of the light panel underneath to make it easier to trace out.
There you go.
So the Groovi plates on some of the designs are not just for parchment, they're great also for your papers and your cardstock.
Yeah, I love them. I love them. So there you go. That brings us to the top of the hour already. That went fast. Well done.
It really did.
So thank you for joining us again. We've got one more plate to go through with you.
Yep.
One more hour to spend with you, which is at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
So I hope that you can join us at 6. Many, many thanks for your company and your patronage for your business. And see you at 6 o'clock. And that's a farewell from me.
And a farewell from her.